In the area where a lot of
Recording in
technological
progress.
progress and a lot of transitions and changes at all levels take place, the world become a small village where the sites are mingled and cultures are blended. And with the technological evolution, schools and universities are no longer the only source of information. Nowadays, students can find information easily and conveniently through the internet and modern technology, and may access information beyond what is required to know during their study years. In order to keep pace with the rapid development of the educational systems, the educational system should be developed to become more flexible and innovative. Competency-based learning, the most important characteristic of this form of flexibility, because this system is measuring learning rather than time. Note: competency-based learning, the optimal model to learn.
Madhvi ji, you may proceed now.
Greetings, sure, sir. Greeting all excellency and a very warm welcome to all in today's Seed Talk Series 3, 2022. I'm your host for this evening, Madhi Bose, and I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to all presented here. Thank you all the attendees who has joined and taken out the precious time to join us. I would love to welcome our exceptional, dazzling, genius, and dynamic personalities among us, our today's intellectual, honorable dignitaries, and eminent guest speakers. Idym Group of Companies has got a member from 151 plus countries. It's a platform to promote space and satellite radiation for entire student community from every nation. It performs workshops, lectures on space and satellite with IITians, educationists, rocket technology, or forces school with distinguished speakers and scientists. From multiple IITs, ISRO, many armed force officers, actual space experts, NASA, DRDO, BRC, and NAL. High Excellency Ravi Shankar Kumar, sir, is the founder of IDM Group of Companies. He is a mechanical engineer having 10 years of working experience with various industries, executing national and international projects in the field of space technology, hydroponic, robotic, automobile, and solar energy. He has received many international and national awards. He has work experience from India and abroad. IDVAM has conducted a space exploration program in all 28 states of India, plus 5 union territories, as well as in 51 plus countries. During the incredible mission, 80,000 plus students free of cost training IDVAM has given. This platform has got members from 151 plus countries, gathering like-minded excellency and dignitaries. Workshop in each state of India, Idym and Vision one man. 15 students have even built and launched their satellites. 150 are in the process of making own satellites under the guidance. IDVAM Global University, IDVAM Time, IDVAM Foundation, IDVAM E-Magazine, IDVAM Designer, IDVAM Film Production, IDVAM Book of World Records, IDVAM Space School, and IDVAM Principals Association. We hope to keep growing. We have been and be able to impact more enthusiastic. Make eager to learn kid across the globe. Let us make India the number one in all respect with an excellent job. So this intro, converted into poem by me, and I always love to come up with this intro. And now let's start today's amazing show. Competency is more important relevant than content. And I would like to also invite our first eminent guest speaker, Dr. Elizabeth Lucas, Director, CEO of Yes You Can International, United Kingdom Global inspirational speaker, award-winning author, author for of greatness, Bachelor of Degree in Peace, Business and Management. Ma'am, you are inspiration for us. Kindly give us your amazing insights. Over to you, respected ma'am.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. It's a happy Sunday. So happy Sunday to you all. I just want to seize this opportunity to say thank you so much, Miss Boze, for introducing me. I also want to say thank you to our wonderful director and CEO and the founder of this organization, IYDM. I've been with you for almost a year now, and I've seen progress. I've seen a lot of development, and I want to say thank you and well done. And this is similar to the topic of today, which is competency. No, competence versus content. Right. What is competence? Competence is when you go extra miles to do what you are doing so that you can sustain it, you can do it well, and you can stand out as an outstanding. Content is what you base what based on I will say that everything will depend on mindset. Mindset is everything. Let me break it down. Mindset is everything. And we have two kinds of mindset. We have the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. Fixed mindset is what the information that you have received many years ago and you are working on it. It could be a policy, it could be a curriculum of the school, it could be even the policy and the principles that you are following in order to carry out your tasks, your job, and your work. But when we talk about growth mindset, and I believe that is what we are focusing in this place. When we talk of growth mindset, that means you have to go extra miles to know more than what you are being taught or what you have known or what you have read, and you need to do more work. So if we want to be competent in whatever we are doing as a student, as a teacher, as a doctor, we need to go extra miles. That is how it will make you to stand out and be distinguished. Growth mindset will also make you to perform well. Growth mindset will also make you to make a change and make an history because you are not following the crowd. You are standing out to make a change. You are standing out to make a difference. So you need to have growth mindset. How do you have growth mindset? By renewing your mind with update information. Now we are talking about space. We are talking about technology. And I think growth mindset is the only way we can embrace that new norm of technology. I just want to appreciate this organization because they are doing great work. As old as I am, which I think I'm still sweet 16, I am attracted to this organization because whatever program they have renewing my own mindset. They have made me to see beyond what I know. They have also made me to look young. Because if you are building yourself up, you cannot be stand still. You will look fresher. That is growth mindset we do for you. So when we're talking about competence, we are talking about we don't want to be satisfied with what we have, what we know, what we've learned, what we've gathered in our mind. We don't want to stand like average. One of my mentors will always remind me of one statement: don't settle for less, don't settle for average, and don't settle for don't settle for second best. Be the best. So if you want to be competent, you are working towards being the best. Be the best of yourself. Be the best of your version. Be the best of what you know about what you are doing. Be the best in your career. Be the best in your career. Be the best in your future. Be the best even as a student. Be the best as a lecturer, as a teacher. And that is what will make us to move forward and to progress. One of my mentors, we also say, if you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. And if you can't walk, you need to crawl. But make sure you are progressing, you are moving forward. So on this note, because I don't know the time I'm allocated to, and I really want to learn from others. So on this note, I will tell you something again. Being a competence is you studying and learning every day, because learning is lifelong. You need to keep learning. You need to keep researching. You need to keep upgrading the knowledge that you have. You need to keep searching. Like one of my mentors, Les Brown, will say, be hungry, be hungry. Because when you are hungry, then you are curious to know more than what you've known. The former president of Obama said that you are not waiting for anybody else to make this change. You are the change. And we are not waiting for some other time. This is the time for change. So if we want to be competent, if we want to rise and stand out and be distinguished and be a different person and be best of you, then this is the time to renew your mindset. This is the time to move forward. This is the time to upgrade your knowledge. And guess what? Yes, you can. Yes, you can achieve it. Yes, you can bring yourself out there. Yes, you can do more than what you are doing. And yes, you can become. Just focus and be determined that whatever you're doing, you are not going to wait, or you are not going to stay for average. You are not going to settle for average. You are not going to settle for second best. And you are not going to settle for less. Be the best of you and keep learning, because that is the only way you can be distinguished. So I want to say thank you so much for inviting me. Thank you so much also. Let me express my gratitude to our wonderful
Thank you
founder
so much,
and the
ma'am.
CEO. I want to say thank you for being in our conference yesterday. You made my day. I appreciate you all for all our guest speakers, our moderator, and all the participants. Stay blessed, be blessed, and be the best of you. Yes, you can, Dr. Elizabeth Lucas.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I could say that you made our day, and always you do it whenever, like you are with us. Your blessings really make. It's not even a day. It's like make our life, because the inspiration which you always give it to us. It really because of your experience which you have done in your life, and you come up with that. It really inspires us like anything. And this is something we are always fortunate to all of the founders who really give those dignitaries, with us, and we learn a lot from you. So it was really amazing insights. Yeah, absolutely. We need to upgrade ourselves. We should have that burning desire, patience, and this is what we always learn from you. So thank you so much, ma'am, for your love. And I could say that we are fortunate to have you. So gratitude, ma'am. Now it's time for call another, like I could say, she is one of my role models. So I always love to copy her, as I always say, that Dr. Emmy Rajlakshmi Allen from United Kingdom, CEO Millenary Fly Emmy Academy, internationally best-selling author, Guinness World Book of Records holder, international motivation speaker, postmodern world traveler. And more than that, I could say very creative, very innovative, which like anybody can, like see how amazing face of ma'am and the way like you come up, so we feel more enthusiastic, ma'am. Over to you, respected ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Madhuri Bose. I always love to hear from you. You are also an inspiration for me. Thank you so much for a great introduction. I'm so happy and blessed to have that introduction. And also, thank you so much to IDYM, Igniting Dreams of the Young Mind organization, Dr. Ravi Shankar, for giving me this opportunity, and also our CEO, the youngest CEO I've ever seen, Daniel Asim. Thank you so much for this opportunity. And also, so grateful to hear from Dr. Elizabeth Lucas from United Kingdom again. And I'm so pleasure to be with all the eminent speakers here. And I'm also learning and I'm also progressing. And I also want to learn more from IDYM Group. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Now, today we're talking about the competency is more important, relevant than the content. Now, like Dr. Elizabeth Lucas have actually mentioned, competency is the ability to do something successfully or efficiently causes to improve on what we are actually doing. So I will give you in like point forms because we have got other eminent speakers who are also going to speak about the same topic. So I will give you like in a point form where competency, when you go to energy factors, it is more towards perseverance, situational awareness, cooperation, and entrepreneurship. And if you go to factors of motivating in terms of competency, we have to be determined, we have to have attention in details, and we have to be independent in our learning process as well as have the leadership quality. And if we move on to the factors of adaptability, we have to have the courage, we have to understand the environment, and we also have to have the self knowledge as well as the ability to learn. Competency is also a great creator of confidence and is also more important, relevant than the content. And a true competence is based on one's own ability to observe. We have to be observation mindset so that we will be able to learn more, so that the competency, that the ability for us to successfully achieve through our observation. One of the most important areas we can develop as professional is competency is assessing and sharing of knowledge, which we are actually doing today in our Seed Talk topic 3. For now, this is all what we have for today. Thank you so much. Namaste from Dr. Amy Rajalakshmi Allen from the United Kingdom. Back to you, Dr. Madhavi Burst. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you for the opportunity, ma'am, from your side, because when we listen to you, we learn a lot from you, and that's what make our time and means it's really an amazing insight. I'm traveling right now, and it was so in emergency, but still I believe that Ravi sir has that complete faith on me and you all dignitaries that who made me come up and learn from you. So extremely gratified,
Thank you
ma'am,
so
to be
much.
always connected with you. Most welcome,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Thanks a lot. Now it's time to invite our next dignitary, Dr. Sapna Agarwal, Director of EDGE Academy, founder, Big Wonder on YouTube. Yes, ma'am, I believe that I must have seen many of your YouTube links and some of you have shared over here also. Wow, what an energy, ma'am. Like the way you describe, the way you explain, it's something like so shining star. Like literally you're rising and we are literally learning from you a lot. So thanks the way you're motivating us. Over to you, respected ma'am.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Madhvi. Such a pleasure to be here. I should, in the beginning, thank Dr. Ravi because IDYM has been doing fantastic work, and I definitely take pleasure to be part of it right from the beginning. Yeah, it does happen sometimes in between, we get slower on certain things. And thank you so much once again for encouraging me for my YouTube channel. And I mean, every comment, every like does make me make better content. So today's topic is all about that competency is better or important than content. So when we are talking about competency, it's so important, it's so relevant. When the moment the word competency comes, no, two things have to all of us have to keep in mind. one where learning is constant and time is variable. So, in case, so that is why content is not going to play role, because content remains the same. Right? So there's so much of content which is there everywhere. Everybody is creating content. How relevant it is, how people are going to use it, that is very important. So when it is competency, I have a few things in mind. It is so important. Why? Because it helps. It's like a skill-based learning. The learner decides what skill I have to learn, how much proficiency I have to take. Right? Learner might take a little bit of time. The performance may vary. There is also a difference between competency and standards. And maybe we can talk in some other seat talk, but here, when it is competency, there are outcomes which are decided, which is going to happen once the learner acquires a whole lot of things. Yes, there has to be a lot of flexibility and personalization. So what happens is, sometimes in the pedagogical processes, the person who's delivering, maybe the teacher or maybe else, may get a question mark in mind that, how am I going to manage a different set of programs? Because, one decides I'm going to learn today, the other decides I'm not, I'll take another 2 days. So that is where we have to remember that there is something called as pre-cap, pre-capitalization. And then post-learning, there has to be recapitulation. So this pre-cap thing made me understand that there is competency. Now, why? Because it allows the students to work at their own pace. Now, this is something very interesting, right? The teachers can actually sketch a visible learning map of the child, right? And this can also be shown and presented to the parents. When the parents ask, what is the progress of my child? I think this visible learning map is going to be very, very helpful. It's very helpful for the teachers because there'll be clear goals defined. When it is completed, they'll come to know how they are going up. And it does not happen for all the topics in one academic year. So the academic year ends in one academic year only. But it happens for a topic or two because the learner decides that this is where I'm struggling. And in case we give this time, with the help of technology, with the help of learning resources, and we enhance the students' engagement, the success is for sure. So, I have so much to talk about.
Continue, Sapna ma'am. Kindly continue.
Yes. No, I was almost on the verge of completing my point. Thank you, Dr. Madhi. I understand that's perfectly fine. So when it is, let's just conclude in nutshell so that, right. So here, when it is competency, we have to remember that there has to be feedback at various levels. There has to be, again, there should not be an evaluation. There should be an assessment pattern which has to be created with the teacher. Right, because in case it's an evaluation pattern, again, it will bring a lot of conflict because evaluation is all about giving a judgment. But assessment means the child gets, or the learner gets an opportunity that, okay, this is the feedback and this is where I have to go. So, the topic is very relevant as far as this seed talk is there. And with this, I'll conclude as of now that competency is important than content. And it is the right of the child or the learner that, yes, the learning is constant, but the time can be variable and can be decided by the learner. So thank you so much once again, Idym and Dr. Ravi Shankar, for giving me an opportunity. Thank you.
Perfectly perfectly explained, Dr. Sapna. Yeah, and with the thing which you said about the encouragement, no. We are not encouraging you, but yeah, absolutely, you are encouraging us. And I always say that when it comes to people, see, when it comes to organizing teams, so I believe that we are kind of family, that we all are so much connected to each other. So when we know each other, so we are going see, whosoever is inspiring in the world, but matters what that I know Sapna ma'am, and she is the one of my inspirations. So I'm gonna listen her. So more priority given to her, and this is how you come up with this. So thank you so much. And now also you have perfectly explained a great insights. Now here we go with again one of the amazing dignitary. Dr. Saji Gopal Krishna Pillai is an academician, researcher, administrator, consultant, and chef by profession. Currently, he is working as associate scholar and scientist at Florida State University, USA. I I must have introduced before you all before also, sir, and you have already like made us learn a lot. And today again, we all are fortunate to listen to you, sir. So please come inside. We're so fortunate to hear you. Over to you now.
Thank you very much, Dr. Madhavi Bose, for that wonderful introduction. And ladies and gentlemen, greetings as per the time of the day. We have speakers and audiences from the different part of the globe. So first of all, I like to thank Dr. Ravi sir, Idym, for giving me this opportunity to talk in this, this talk. So what a wonderful topic for today, like competencies versus content, and we will listen to a lot of eminent speakers, and um, I just listened to like Prof. Dr. Queen Elizabeth, Dr. Amy, Dr. Sapna Gawal, discussing truly about what is the need of competencies in the current world. Let me share my screen. So I will be talking from a different angle. Give me a minute. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir,
Yes,
we
it's
can.
visible. Yes.
Thank you. All right. So competency is more relevant than content. That's the topic we are discussing today. So what I want to tell you, want to stick with the same point what others are saying. Competency education has taken a hold to help ensure. So my perspective is from the competency-based education and content-based education. So what is competency? What is content? I'll be explaining a bit more. So competency-based education always help the students to master. What are the things they will master? Critical knowledge skills. And before they are getting graduated or moving to the next learning, they are learning skills. Number one, soft skills or other kinds of skills. And they are getting mastered. And in the process of mastering, if you go through competency-based education than content-based education. So what is competency and what is content? Some of our speakers already mentioned. So from my point of angle, what I'm trying to explain is competency is a possession of sufficient knowledge or skill which should be needed to the current scenario. That's very important. It's not about the past. A lot of skills are changed during the COVID. All become digital, become online. So the competency that was we can divide the eras nowadays into two. If we say normally ADBC, and we say era before internet, after internet, but we can clearly distinguish into three, not two: pre-COVID, during COVID, and after COVID. So we are passing through a scenario where it is COVID era. So how the competencies is there's a position of sufficient knowledge or skills, and we are meeting online, or the various platforms are the competencies which are required for the current during the COVID era is totally different. The IT sector is totally
Recording in progress.
IT sector totally changed, and they don't need to have a physical kind of conditions or physical facilities there. They can work from any part of the globe. The hierarchy of the organization changed. The flat organization structure. There is no boss as such. Everyone is a boss. So see the change happen in the industry as well as education. And the content. The content is basically the topics or matter written in written work. So what I want to tell, the content won't be irrelevant to the time, the current scenario. Maybe the content would have written 4 years back. The textbooks would have came 4 years back. Or a manuscript or a thesis or a kind of references what you're doing is maybe 2 years back. Maybe just I was telling about the COVID era. Sorry. During the COVID era. Sorry. During the COVID era, the things have changed. So if you refer those references and you start writing about industry practices or education, you cannot refer those content anymore. Maybe theory you can refer, but the kind of delivery, online delivery is there. Different kinds of platforms what they're using for delivery, things have changed. So the content may won't be relevant, but competency on the long go, when one is acquiring this kind of skills and knowledge, that will be going on. It's a part of lifelong learning. So what is exactly competency-based education? I just want to, my dear viewers, I just want to have your attention over here. I just want to explain in couple of sentences. Competencies include, this is explicit, measurable, transferable learning objectives. And here the assessment is very meaningful and it will help the students to learn like positive a lot of things. The students receive rapid differentiated support based on the individual learning needs. Learning outcomes emphasis competency that include application of creation of knowledge. The process of reaching learning outcomes encourage students to develop skills and disposition important for success in college, careers and citizenship. So competency-based education make them relevant to the current scenario and they are getting assessment, they are getting teaching and learning. Competency-based education, the teaching and learning is formulated in such a way that which is very much relevant to the current scenario. This is the need of the hour. The content competencies, I was talking about content competencies, like content competencies are they based upon skill-based education, like, and what I want to tell you over here, thoughts about content competencies. So what is happening in content competencies? For example, skill-based education. What happening in the skill-based education, the skills may be the same, but for a curriculum, for an education, the kind of the new things come into the industry, whether the education sector can adapt it or the curriculum can adapt it is a very big question. So the skill-based education, when they go for, the students go for industry internship or kind of working with the industry, they can learn that skill when they go for kind of competency-based curriculum. And you have the curriculum development committees, the curriculum board, which always revise on this content. So maybe are they revising the content? I studied my hotel management degree in India, but still I go and refer the same content is the same. Some changes are there. Still, when you come outside India, you travel to Europe, western part of the globe, that curriculum is not relevant. Other part of the globe, every 2 years, they are revising the curriculum and the content is changing. Competencies are sharpening always. So in an industry academic interface, we cannot say the content kind of curriculum is not very important. The skill has to be identified and competencies should be in such a way that industry needs some met. You have thousands of data that are available. Google itself, millions and millions of data are coming. This is a content. This is a content. Are we using this content very much? Or if you go through a competency-based kind of thing, are we using that? That's a big question. Data, there are a lot of data. People don't have time to refer those data. But if you have competency-based, which is needed for an hour, the students can be very much in line with the industry standards. Publications, I was just mentioning about publication, text, manuscripts, what they are referring. If it is a content-based kind of education, they may be outdated. So how the lecturers or the industry professionals, how they can be updated is based on competency only. So in competency-based education, there are a lot of big ideas are there, high quality assessments are there, various assessments are there to measure the knowledge, skill and disposition of the students. There are a lot of tools for the students to measure their cognitive or complex domains, and it's all based on performance based, more towards skill based, performance based. Not only the skill based, they can have soft skills and other kind of skill plays more important in a competency based education. So content-based education, as I told, is more towards language learning. It's more towards, if for learning as an English, or if you are trying to come out with, different kinds of language, which we no need higher order kind of thing. That's what my kind of point, what I'm trying to say. So always the students want to learn a language. Yes, content-based education is very important. But when you put the Bloom's taxonomy, when it goes from the low order thinking to the higher order thinking, content-based education doesn't have much relevance. That's what I want to argue over here. So let us take a competency-based, skill-based education in the future by OFCD Learning Compass 2030. So they are not talking not only about the skill, they are talking about, if you can see the star in the middle, it talks about attitude, skills, values, and knowledge. Values is very much important. If you have skill, you have knowledge, but there is no values. The way of learning, the kind of learning is no more important and creates new value. And you can see the bigger circle inside it, reconciling tensions and how they face that, taking responsibility, transforming, transformative competencies. All is very important. And this circle surrounding like actions, reflection, and anticipation. And the co-agency, peers, teachers, and you can see the outside where some figures are there, like co-agency with peers, teachers, parents, communities are there. They are giving support the students, and this is towards 2030. So what I want to tell you, the reflection is very much important, and it gives connection to what they are doing and what they are acting and what they are anticipating. That's very much important. As a conclusion, what I want to tell here is lifelong learning. There is no each and every day we are learning. So what I want to try to say, to sharpen the skills, to be updated, to be more relevant to the time, the content-based education or the content with just depending on the content won't be important, because you just refer to the Google, how many data you are there. If you want to refer anything, you have the Google there. But are we using that to very much? Content-based education is giving you much more efficient kind of knowledge. I believe competency is always having a supreme important and prime important when learning, or when you are in the industry, or you are in kind of updating your skills is more important, which will give you the need of the hour, the competencies which are needed for the hour. So thank you very much.
Wow, sir. What a captivating, impressive, very impressive, incredibly. You have explained everything with an amazing, everything was so crystal clear, and great examples which you have given with the great things like great, honorable, all the dignitaries. You all are a personality of distinct vision and a fountain, had a idol of knowledge and experience and inspiration for all of us. Except my honestly amazing. Today, in this seat talk, we have learned a lot. Now, am I audible? Okay. Yeah. So thank you so much. Now it's time for more things. Yeah, it's time for certificates. Here we go. Certificate of appreciation.
Dr. Elizabeth Lucas from United Kingdom.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Dr. Soji Gopalakrishna Pillai from USA.
Congratulations, sir.
Dr. Sapna Agrawal from India.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Dr. M. Rajalakshmi from United Kingdom.
Congratulations, ma'am.
Congratulations.
Dr. Madhvi Bose from India.
Thank you so much,
Congratulations,
everyone.
ma'am.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, respected Ravi sir and IDY team, and especially Daniel, who really worked hard for this. Our IT team is with the, like we could say, our little shining stars who really made everything amazing. So thank you so much. Feeling extremely gratified, and I truly appreciate this opportunity and appreciation on Ravi sir. I would like to express my profound gratitude to our dignitaries, my dedicated team, and attendees. Now it's time to give some of the ideas and inputs that any of our all the dignitaries, participants, whosoever want to come up with. So if anybody who wants to give their point of view, please kindly raise your hand and I could call your name and we could hear your amazing insights too. Okay, so I believe that today everyone was just in the listening mode, and it was really amazing that everyone has heard. With the permission of Ravi sir, even I want Ravi sir to give some inputs about today's amazing session. Ravi sir, are
Everybody
you
is
there
great.
with?
Madhvi ji, everybody is great. I don't have any word to say about them. Especially, Sapna Agrawal ma'am, I am following her video from past 1 year. Elizabeth Lucas ma'am, she's like a C only. She has, yesterday I was attending her conference. She is very great woman. Sitting for more than 6 hours on the screen. Sauji Gopal sir is always, he is dynamic. He knows everything like space or education also. And anything if you give to Sauji sir, he will be connected with that. And Amy ma'am always very sincere to ID ma'am. Whenever I tell to her, she never say no. And she always gives good input to us. So a lot of feedback. I don't have any, all four people are very great. What feedback I will give to them? They themselves is inspiration for the society.
Thank you so much, sir. It's all your faith in us that it really made us do,
One
and
point I want
that
to add to for Madhvi Porseji, today she was having some very emergency, as she has to go from Mumbai, from Rajasthan to Gujarat. She messaged me around 1:36 p.m. that her family member have some issues, she has to go there. But still, she is traveling and attending this program. That is why there is no what I can say about her. She is traveling and moderating the session. You can see her always, her screen is moving here and there. Thank you.
that's all your faith on us, sir. Thank you so much, dear respected sir. Uh, Sabina, yes, sir, yes, respected Excellency, please go ahead.
Yes. Greetings to everyone, as everybody is from a different time zone.
And if you can on the
Madhvi
video,
ma'am,
then it will
was
be showing you on the IDBAM India TV screen. If you can on the video, it will be great. Yeah, thank you.
okay. I'm in my comfortable zone at the moment. And Madhvi ma'am, it was amazing session today. I was rooting forward for this session, because it was content and competency. And to my expectations, all the speakers were so particularly, they elaborated it and made it more precise in that short timing that was given to them. It was an enjoyable session and a refreshing one. Excellent topic that was organized by IDYM. Ravi sir, it was excellent. And Madhvi ma'am, you did full justice to the show today, to the event today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sabina ma'am. Uh, and even we are happy to hear you here. And that's the encouragement and motivation, and I believe all the love, which makes me do anyway wherever I am. So Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. Yes, Uche ma'am. Sure, we would love to hear you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Lovely presentations. Lovely presentations. But I wish I can hear from any of the presenters. There's a very important aspect of the topic: competence and content. Which one is more relevant? I'm not sure they addressed it. Let's see which one is competent or competency more important than content, or is content more important than competence? Many of the speakers I heard did not really come out to talk about content. How is content related to competence? And I think if maybe before they respond, let me just add one or two of what I know so I can learn more from them. I think that question, which one is more relevant, which one is more important, I definitely don't think any of the two is more important than the other. But I know that to have content alone, content is all about just knowledge. You have been taught about what you should know, for instance, about biology. And after learning the content of that topic, what do you do with it? It's of no use unless you put it into use. And that is where competence comes in. The use of that knowledge, transforming it into skill, using it as skill, using your experiences to harness the content of that topic you have learned in biology. Apply it to solve problems, to do some critical thinking, to innovate. That is when you now show that you are competent. You cannot be competent just because you have the knowledge of what you learned in biology. You have to apply it and to grow and be able to help humanity, add value. It is a value-added aspect of competence that makes it, to me, more important, because knowledge use is not, it doesn't yield anything. And they say information is power, but it's only when it is used. On the other hand, I also think that competence cannot on its own be more important than content unless you learn the content. You must get from the content to be able to be competent. So both of them, I think, complement one another. But I think that we need both. We need both content. We need competence. The content should translate to competence, to your ability to transform your knowledge into action, transform it into skill, be able to do something, produce, be more productive with it. If I learn how to do research, for instance, it's knowledge. I've learned that knowledge, how to do a research. But am I competent? The question is, the answer is no. I'm not yet competent, haven't learned how to do research, unless I apply it and practically go and do research and do it well. And it's all about improving our skill, improving, and of course, in the process of being more competent, you're also learning. So it's like a vicious cycle. So let me just stop here so that let me hear from the speakers and learn more from them. Which of the two, like the question said, competency or competence and content, which one is more important? Thank you.
Right. So Dr. Uchi, I'll just begin with, though I know Dr. Soji is already ready with the answer, probably because he elaborated more about the content. See, I mean, as you very well said, that content, there's enough of content available. Even I mentioned that. And Dr. Soji was also talking about, the relevance of content. So parallelly, or, I mean, without content, what kind of competency are we going to grow? That is for sure. Right. The only thing is that competency means opportunity to grow the abilities, and then once this ability or the skill grows, to be able to apply it in the real world or the actual situation. So that is for me accordingly. I mean, you've also mentioned it. It goes hand in hand, and I'll leave it to the other speakers now in case they wish to add anything to it.
Thank you very much. First of all, I like to say thank you to Dr. Madhavi Bose. She's traveling. I don't know that. It's like you are on a horse and traveling, but it's beautiful to see your commitment. I salute your commitment, first of all. Traveling, and I cannot do that, frankly speaking. I cannot do that because I want a peaceful place to sit and deliver something, a talk or something. So hats off to you. And another thing which Madam was telling, and Dr. Sapna Agarwal was mentioning, what I want to tell you is content is basically, I want to emphasize, content is basically like a foundation. You have the new concept, facts, theories, or principles you are building upon. The content is very much important. But you think about the full house, how a full house is complete. If you have only the content, foundation, it can make your house strong. I'm just comparing with the house, your house you're building. You have a strong base, but your house is not complete. With a strong foundation, you cannot stay there.
Yeah.
To fulfill that, you need a lot of other things, which make sure that along with this foundation, something is there to give a secure safety, to make them to live there, or living in the sense to make you to go ahead with that. That is basically the competency, what I want to tell you. Content, I'm not telling without. So contents give people basic ideas, thoughts, and teach them some theories, principles, things like that. So, for example, we without the content we cannot upgrade also. For example, simple thing I want to tell you is what is those days we were having Ericsson mobiles, which are big like a brick. It's an idea. It's a very basic idea. So people keep on the experts keep on remodifying it, adding features to that mobile. And nowadays you have all those hi-fi or highly technically operated smartphones. They are not stopping with that. So why I'm telling about the two contents, this I was just trying to say about the house and this mobile, because the contents give the basic ideas to start with, but you cannot stop with that. So a lot of people in our country or other countries, they have basic educations who studied up till 10th grade or 12th grade. They have a good content, but how much they can achieve in terms of the contribution to the society. I'm not telling that they can give a lot of things, but I'm trying to say intellectually. They are very good people who doesn't have basic education. They're doing a lot of good things. I'm not arguing on that part. But how much in a relevant way, how they can connect a lot of things, and on a global scenario, how they can connect things, or are they just looking into local based content, or their view is just like that, or have a broader view. So I always believe that rather than content based, the competence base will give more ideas, more developments to the human minds. That's what my point. Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Soji, please, can you summarize it? Because the topic, we need to summarize it. The topic says competency and content. Which one is more relevant, more important? So of all that we are saying, for me, none is more relevant. I don't know what it is for you. What do you think? Let's summarize that.
I didn't get you. Which is more relevant?
Yes, that's the question. That's the topic.
That's what I was presenting from
so
my
which
presentation.
One?
Yeah, that's what I was telling. Competency.
Yeah, conclude. Do the conclusion. One sentence.
Yes.
Competency based. That was I was
Thank
presenting.
you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, very true, Saji sir. Yeah, it was there, and we are just running out of time. So I'll simply go with this thing that, moreover, when we see, that when we talk about the doctors, so what happens that when we go to psychological doctor, so he will come up with a so he will say that you're in stress. If we go to that medicine doctor, he'll come up with the medicine. So everybody has their own opinion and view about it, and you all are amazing with your views, literally. And this is something how we we could say that we have a Karamdeep ma'am. So she will take in her own way that, yeah, Saji sir is right, and this is what I have to take in me. And I'm like, Uchi ma'am is correct with this, and I'm going to take this with me. So I believe that this should be this way, and we're gonna learn in that manner. So, Karamdeep ma'am, you wanted to talk something? Please go with 1 minute because we are literally running out of time and have to end up accordingly. Please, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful to hear all of you. It's my first time among you. So, all in all, I just conclude that competency and content both are interrelated. If I just want to give example, for example, we have a bookshelf at home, right? So, bookshelf is, I guess, is content, and book itself is competency. So, in order to support the book, we need bookshelf, right? So in this way, in order to support the competency, we need content. So both are interrelated from my point of view. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Madhvi Borse ma'am, for giving me such an opportunity. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And I should say that she is my faculty, and today she was supposed to make a role of a co-host because I thought I might, lose network somewhere. But your blessings really, God, my Almighty is connected with me, all because of your blessings, Excellency. So thank you so much for your love, respect, connection, and encouragement all the
Thank you,
time.
ma'am.
I know personally also everybody keep. Thank you so much, Gandhi ma'am. That keep messaging me. Even Uche ma'am, she was asking, where were you? Why I can't see you in most of the webinars. So this is the love and connection with you, which really connects. So thank you so much for everyone for joining us today for this super enriching, informative session. Great evening ahead and keep smiling, keep shining. And do remember, knowledge is the beginning, but no end. Thanks a lot, everyone.
Thanks.
Yes, bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Take care.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Bye bye.
Can we wind up now, Madhvi ji?
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
With the permission of Saji sir, Sapna ma'am, Elizabeth Lucas ma'am, and Amy ma'am, we are going to wind up the session. Thank you.